I think, to be honest, it doesn't really give that much of an advantage. You know, I mean, the guy, he's pretty media savvy. You know, but after a few days, he's going to know what's going on. You know, maybe for the first week, he might be a little bit out of sorts, but after a few days, he's going to know what's going on. So, to be honest, I wouldn't say it gives much of an advantage. That said, I was a contestant on the show, so I kind of know a little bit what they're going to be going through personally, and so I have a little insight into that. But other than that, there's not much of an advantage.
Have any of your guys come to you for advice about what to expect going through
We've
the
only
house?
had one training session so far,
okay.
So I'm sure maybe in time that might happen, but as of right now, no.
Cool.
You said you watched fights with Dana and Mayhem. How did the first day of interaction with Mayhem go?
Pretty good, to be honest. I mean, we have mutual respect for each other. I've met him a few times, like just hanging out in California, so it's, I have no beef with the guy, but it's still early days. He's a big personality. I talk a little bit too much myself, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot of opportunities for interaction, but so far it's been pretty. He's been making a few comments about me being English. And I'm doing my best. This isn't, Team UK versus Team USA. Last time that thing was a nightmare for me. Everyone seems to think I'm anti-USA. That's not the case at all. I love the USA. I have a lot of American friends. I'm moving here, for crying out loud. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm trying my best to keep it Team Bisping versus Team Miller, but he's trying to make it, a UK thing, which it isn't.
You're moving here? You're moving to Vegas or just the U.S.?
Well, I'm buying a house in California. Okay. Orange County.
Did you move to Australia yet? I remember hearing you.
Well, not exactly. We've done a big U-turn.
Oh, really?
Because my girlfriend's Australian, and she was like, she hates England. Don't get me wrong, she loves it, but she hates it, and all the family have left there, and she's kind of on her own. So she wants to go somewhere. We were going to go to Australia. It was all there. It was done. It was in stone. We were going, and then we were dropping the kids off at school one day, and I said, I don't know about Australia. I said, I think I'd rather go to California. All right, it's as simple as that. She said, I'm not bothered as long as we go somewhere. She's just sick of the weather in England.
Where in California?
Orange County.
Okay.
Yeah, you won't be sick of the weather there. Yeah. The weather there.
I love England, don't get me wrong. I love England. Love it to bits. And I'm going to miss it. But I'll still be going back there a lot. I'm keeping my house there. I'm not selling it. I'm going back and forth all the time,
What are you going to do for a gym?
Pardon?
What are you going to do for a gym over here? Are you just going to make a new
Well,
Wolf?
I've got a lot of... there's no shortage of places to train in California.
Yeah.
So it's not like, as of right now, I've got anywhere in mind. I've got a lot of friends in the business, so I'll be training with those guys. Still part of the Wolf Slayer. Obviously Rampage trains out here. So, there's, I don't know, we'll figure out. Maybe I might open the gym. I'm not sure yet.
You talked about it's not US against UK.
Yep.
Do you kind of feel like maybe it's us, the media, but the fans especially are a little anti-British fighters for some reason, or because there seems to be something.
I think it's just in human nature, If you've got two guys fighting and you don't really know them, you're going to root for the guy. If it's an international fight, you're going to root for the guy that comes from your country. Just like when you watch football or when you watch whatever. And that's fair enough. I understand that. I have no problem with that. It's all tongue in cheek. I mean, if you look at the forums, and if you listen to Miller, he says, I'm like Osama bin Laden. That's what he said. But my experiences out here in the States, I've never had one negative experience. Everyone's been really cool. Yeah, they boo me when I fight, whatever. But I think it's just kind of a pantomime thing, you know what I mean? So here he is. Whenever I meet them, they come over and they want a picture, they want, whatever, they want me to sign something. And everyone's really cool, you know what I mean? So I give them all as much time as whether they're an American fan, an English fan, a Japanese fan, Yeah, I really don't look into it too much. I know a lot of people say I'm an arsehole, but they don't say it to my face anyway. So they're all two-faced bastards.
I think in a lot of ways, though, the animosity, it hasn't been a bad thing. It's actually probably helped.
No, of course, it's been fantastic for my career. I mean, I get cheered in England, I get booed here. It's kind of good in some respects. So yeah, I'm well aware of that. I'm not going to divulge into it too much, but it's all good.
Aside from your family and kids, what do you miss the most about these 6-week stints coaching that you don't get from the UK?
What? Being here away from the UK or just in general?
Yeah, what do you miss the most?
Well, it's just home comforts. You know what I mean? I'm living in a little apartment. It's I'm going to be here busy doing this a lot, and when you go home, you're going back to an empty apartment. It's got a terrible couch. the TV's terrible. I don't mean that what's on TV, I mean he's got little tiny TVs. Your home comforts, you know what I mean? Everything you work for, the reason you're sat here, all those little things that, you know, you strive to get and all the rest of it, you know, I don't have them at the moment to go home to. Obviously my children, Callum and Ellie, you know, they're the two older kids, Lucas, you know, he's just starting to walk now. You know, he's walking a few steps and falling over. By the time I get back, he's going to be full on walking, you know, and maybe speaking a little bit. He's just starting to say words. So obviously, you know, they're things I'm never going to get back. So, you know, but Skype is a great thing, you know, in this modern day. So yeah, there's a lot of things I miss, you know.
And the positives?
Well,
I mean more about the city, because for example, I know you like to spin music.
That's right.
And there's a lot of great clubs here.
Yeah.
Will you take to that? And
well, I brought my DJing stuff with me, but I'm not connected out here. You know what I mean, in terms of, you know, who books the DJs and stuff. So, you know, positives. I mean, Las Vegas is an exciting place. You know, there's a lot going on. But I'm here for the show. You know, simple as that.
And could you DJ at a level where you could spin at these big clubs, or
Oh,
are
of
you
course,
more like a
of
house
course.
party guy?
No, of course. That's what I did for many years before I got serious about fighting. I started doing martial arts when I was 8 years old. When I was 16, I went round to a friend's house and he had a set of turntables, and I thought they were the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. And then I switched focuses. I wanted to be a DJ then. And then when I got to about 22, I realised, you know, I'm never going to be able to pay the mortgage doing this. You know, I was never going to be Carl Cox or one of the big name DJs, you know what I mean? So then I got back into martial arts and started fighting. And yeah, but now, you know, a little bit of free time before fights. Sorry, in between fights, you know, I've started taking a few bookings again.
You still use the 1s and 2s, or you open up the Mac?
1s and 2s, all the way.
Old school?
Yep.
House, any other types
House,
of music?
electro house, bit of trance. That's it. Yep.
Do you know what we can expect from Jason Young on Saturday? Are you familiar with
Jason
him?
Young, is he?
Shotgun Young?
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, all right.
Was he from one of the seasons?
No.
The last
He's
season?
fighting at
He's from your
UFC
nation.
130.
Oh, sorry, you mean the English guy?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Got Dustin Poirier. As a,
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I apologise, Jason. I haven't seen him fight, to be honest. I've met him. He's a real nice, humble guy. Looks like a great athlete, but you know, we'll see. You know, I mean, who knows? I've never seen him fight.
Do you watch Bully Beatdown?
I have watched it. I don't watch it per se, but I have seen it. I think it's a good show. You know, it's entertaining. You know, I think Miller does a good job on it. You know, yeah.
You hope for anything as your coach's challenge against him?
Not tennis, that's for sure. Who knows? I mean, because it's always so random. You know what I mean? You can never plan it. It is what it is. You know, maybe I'll be better, maybe he'll be better. You know, it's down to the UFC. So I'd actually like to fight him for the coach's challenge. That'd be nice. You know, but that ain't gonna happen until December.